Welcome back to Bloomfield. It is great to be back in the church building, ready to worship every Sunday morning. But things are going to look a little different when we come into the building each week. So we've put together a small video just so you know the changes and the different things that we'll be doing each and every week so that you feel safe and ready to come back. But if you don't feel ready to come back into the building and worship with everyone, don't you worry, there is no pressure for that. There are still ways that we will engage with you each and every week, and we will be praying for you each and every day. When you arrive at the church, we would ask that you have your conversations outside so that we can avoid queues or clusters in the likes of here, the main foyer. If you do have to queue up outside, a steward will guide you as to where to stand so that you're not blocking the road in or anything like that. But we would also ask that you keep a 2-metre distance just so that we can all feel safe coming into the building. We would ask that if you would normally park in the car park, we would ask that if you are a blue badge holder, you can continue to do that. But if you're not, we would ask you to maybe park outside church building just to give people a bit more room to queue and so everyone can feel safe in terms of moving vehicles. Now it is Northern Ireland, so we would recommend that if you are prepared to queue outside that you would have a raincoat or an umbrella because the weather is unpredictable, and this means everyone can queue safely without a rush on the stewards or anything like that. Once you come into the main foyer, we would ask that you sanitize your hands with the sanitizer provided or use your own. That is absolutely fine, as long as the steward can see you doing that, just so everyone is safe and protected and participating with the rules. So then after that, you will queue with the steward's guidance all the way over to the contact tracing area. At this point, a steward will take your name and your phone number each week so that we can implement contact tracing well and contact anyone if we need to. This information will only be kept for 3 weeks and then it will be completely destroyed for GDPR guidelines. So just make sure that you arrive to church a little bit earlier than normal so we can implement all of this while still having time to get the service up and running for 11 o'clock as normal. When you arrive into the church, a steward will greet you and show you to your appropriate seat. Please respect the steward by going immediately to that seat and staying there. We are doing this so you can be safe and everyone else can be safe as well.
Please remain in your households and remain in your seats for the rest of the service. There will be appropriate distance between each household. So if you have any little ones, please try and keep them seated as best as you can.
There won't be any congregational singing in any of the services in the coming months, but there may be some live music on the stage, or there will be some music videos playing before and after the service. We would ask at this time that you don't show off your singing skills to everyone in the congregation, but we would ask that you remain silent and just reflect and sit back and listen to the words of the music or pray or anything that you would like to do in that capacity. It's just so that everyone can feel safe while in the church building and no one feels uncomfortable. If you are taking part in the service, whether that is the kids' talk or the reading or the prayers for others, we would ask that you speak to a member of the tech team or Nigel, who will show you to what mic that you should be using each week, because we want to keep everyone safe so that we're not using the same mic. If you're doing the reading, we would ask that you go to mic 3, which is the red covered one in front of me. Or if you're doing the prayers for others, we would ask that you use mic number 4, which is the black covered one at the very end of the stage. Now, if you are also doing the reading, we would recommend that you bring your own Bible to read from, as there will not be none available for you to use, or we would recommend that you print it out large enough for you to read.
Unfortunately, we're unable to offer creche at this time, so we would recommend that you bring some toys or some colouring in for your little ones to do during the service, as we can't offer any crafts or toys ourselves. If there is a children's talk, we would ask that the children remain seated instead of coming up to the front as normal.
There will be no Bibles in the church, so we recommend that you bring your own Bible so everyone can keep on top of their readings and engage with the service fully. We also won't have tea or coffee before or after the service, so if you still fancy a cuppa to get you through, we would recommend you bring your own coffee or tea in your own reusable flask or mug so that you can enjoy the service the way you normally would. Using the toilets are going to look a little bit different in church for the next few months. We would recommend that you use your facilities at home before you come to church to save you having to use it. And if in doubt, the services will be shorter, so you should be able to hold it until you get home. But if you do really need to go, we would ask that you notify a steward who will be sitting near the main doors just to notify them that you are going to use the bathroom. They can give it a good clean down afterwards so it is safe for the next person. We would also ask if any little one needs to go to the toilet that you will accompany them, as there will be clean products sitting out and we don't want any accidents to happen. Given that we will be inside, face coverings are strongly recommended in line with government guidance, and we'll keep you updated if anything changes on that.
At the end of the service, the steward will direct you to your nearest exit. Please follow their advice so that we don't have any clusters or queues forming in the doorways. There will be offering baskets beside the doors. Please place your offering in them as you leave if you have your envelopes with you. Again, we would ask that you have your conversations outside the church building, but please be aware of any moving vehicles if you're having your conversations in the car park. As mentioned earlier, the services will probably be a bit shorter than you're used to. The doors are going to stay open during the service to minimise the number of surfaces being touched and to create a bit of an airflow through the church.
We are really excited to get back in the building and to grow together and worship God each and every week.